So now you all know by blending the body color with the environment, animals can survive. Okay, and that is known as camouflage. We will go through this camouflage. The presence of the same color in the environment and the body of many animals will help them to protect themselves from predators. Not only protecting themselves from predators, you all know that, for example, that whip snake can find their prey because its body color blends with the environment, and therefore without being seen, whip snake can reach the prey. Okay? So the difficulty to identify animals separately from their surroundings due to the blending of body color to particular environment is called, what is the name? Camouflage. Understand, children? The difficulty to identify animals separately from their surroundings due to the blending of body color to particular environments is called camouflage. Okay? So animals get the following benefits due to camouflage. What are the benefits? I mentioned that there are two main benefits. Number one, most of the animals, because they blend with the environment, their predators cannot spot them easily. Therefore, they can protect from their predators. And at the same time, some other animals who depend on the other animals, they can reach their prey without being seen. Now look at this picture. Look at this picture. It is a leopard. You can see it is brown and spotty and nicely blends with the environment. Okay, so it can reach its prey through this dry grass without being seen because its body color blends with the environment. Okay, children. So what are the benefits? We will write some animals can protect from their predators. Number two, predators can reach the prey without being seen. Okay, children? So some animals can protect from their predators, for example, leaf insect, caterpillars and grasshoppers. Okay? And predators can reach the prey without being seen. For example, this leopard and the whip snake. Okay, children, I hope this part is very clear now. Right. Right, we have an extra knowledge part to learn. This is a kind of story. We will go through this. Biston betularia, it's a scientific name, okay? Biston betularia, a moth species, lived in Manchester town in England. They were in two colors as white and black. The black-colored moths easily became the prey of predators as they were clearly visible. This happened because these type of moths used to live in an environment with trees with white color barks, like birch trees. Okay, birch trees have white color barks. Okay, so when these white moths on these birch trees, they can't be easily spotted. So what about the black moths? They are prominent when they are in a white color environment. Okay, children. So they were in two colors as white and black. There were two types of these moths. The black-colored moths easily became the prey of predators as they were clearly visible. After Industrial Revolution, the environment became grey after Industrial Revolution. So industry started because of the factories, different factory smoke and other waste substances were released to the environment, and therefore what happened? The environment became grey. Okay, now the environment is grey. And the black moths were safe due to their black color, because black moths cannot be spotted easily in a grey environment. Okay, and what happens to the white moths? White moths became prominent in that type of environment. Okay, so after Industrial Revolution, the environment became grey and the black moths were safe due to their black color. See how interesting this story is, right children? Okay, look at this picture. Some kinds of lizards change their color according to the environment they live. You all must have seen lizards who can change their body colors according to the environment that they live in. Okay, so far we learned about different types of animals that show camouflage, like leaf insect, grasshopper, butterfly, whip snake, right? They have their permanent body colors. They cannot change their body colors. But what about the lizards? You all know that they can change the body color according to the environment. Okay, so look at this lizard. It's in a brown color environment and its body color at the moment is brown, right? When this lizard is in a greenish environment, its body color turns green. Okay, so species of lizard showing camouflage. So according to the environment, they can change the body color. This is also part of camouflage. Okay, assignment. Find the animals who show camouflage. You already know number of animals who show camouflage. You can find more examples. You can read books, you can read other articles from the internet, newspapers, magazines. You can find this information, right? Prepare an album with a collection of photographs of them. So you can collect these pictures, as I mentioned you before. Different books are there and newspapers and magazines are there. You can collect these type of pictures with of the animals who show camouflage, and you can make a small booklet. If you can write down other information as well. Apart from this camouflage, you can write what are their habitats and what are the feeding methods likewise. Okay, so as children who learn science, remember you have to do these type of activities as much as you can, so you can improve your knowledge. Okay children? Right. Our next topic is how shape helps the existence of animals. So we are learning about adaptations of animals to the environment. So as the first adaptation, we learn about camouflage. Now we are going to learn about the second adaptation, how shape helps the existence of animals. Okay, this is an interesting activity. We will see. The activity is checking whether the body shape of animals is important for locomotion. What is locomotion again? Yes, locomotion means moving from one place to another place. Okay, so animals have different body parts or appendages in order to move their body from one place to another place. You all know that, right? So here, by doing this activity, we are going to check whether the body shape of animals is important for locomotion. Okay, right. So what are the materials? What do we need to do this activity? We need ladies' finger spots and we need 2 pieces of threads, like same size, about 50 centimeters, and we need a piece of clay and we need some pins. We will write down. Ladies' fingers, 2 pieces of thread, piece of clay and some pins. Okay children? lady's fingers, 2 pieces of thread, piece of clay and some pins. So how to do this activity? We will see. Right, the method. Observe these pictures carefully. Cut and arrange the lady's fingers what's as shown in the picture. So look at the first picture. So you have to take one part of lady's fingers and you have to cut it like this from the middle, and you have to use this middle part, AA. This is the structure that you are going to use, almost cylindrical. Understand? And look at the other picture. Here you have to take 2 other ladies' fingers pods and you have to take the ends of the 2 pods. Okay, so these are the pointed ends. These are the pointed ends, and you are going to take 2 of those pointed ends and you are going to connect it using pins, or even you can use sellotape. Understand? So look at the shape. So you can see the shape. You are familiar with this shape. What is this shape, children? Yes, that is the streamline shape. Right? Streamline shape. So we can name it B and C. Okay, this one A and A, almost cylindrical, and this is B and C. It has a streamlined shape. Okay, so attach a small weight to the above lady's finger pods as given below. So you can divide that piece of clay into 2 equal halves and you can make 2 tiny balls of clay. And using the strings, you can attach those 2 pieces of clay to one side of the pods. Okay, so here, this is the BC pod, the pod with tapering ends. Okay, and this is the cylindrical pod, AA pod. Understand, children? So, equal length of thread and 2 balls of clay in same size. So, weight is the same because the balls of clay are of same size. Therefore, weight is the same. And the length of the threads also same. What is the only difference is the shape of the pod. Right? Here, this form has tapering ends. Okay? And it means a pointed ends. And this form has almost cylindrical shape. Okay, children? So, what do we have to do next? Make the 2 forms of prepared lady's fingers to move on a tray filled with water. You have to take a tray like this and you have to fill it with water. Then you have to keep the 2 forms, those 2 ladies' finger forms like this at one end, and you have to place the threads with the lumps of clay like this. Understand? And then you have to hold them with one end, and at once you have to release the 2 pods. Okay? Both the pods should be released at once. Then you have to check whether you will see, because of the weight from this side, they will move to the other side of the tray. Now they are at one end. Now because of the weight of these lumps of clay, when you release these 2 pods at once, they will move towards this side, to the other end of the tray. So what you have to check is, you have to check whether the speed of movement of these 2 pods are equal, same speed or not. Understand? So observe whether both the structures move with a similar speed or their speed differs. Understand, children? So what do we have to do again? You have to take lady's fingers pod and you have to cut it like this, almost cylindrical shape. It is named as AA. And again, you have to take another 2 pods and you have to cut these pointed parts that you can make a streamline shape like this. Okay. Both the forms should be connected with a piece of thread with a ball of clay at the end. Okay. And then you have to place it on a water tray like this. Hold it from one end and at once you have to release them. So you will see they will move to the other end because of the weight of these 2 clay pieces. Understand? And you have to check whether the speed is the same or not. We will do this activity now. Okay, children. Now we are going to do an activity to check whether the shape of the body of animal affects their locomotion. Right. So here I have a special structure made with a pod of lady's fingers. Look at this one. Now I cut the two edges of these two elongated edges of the lady's fingers and connected them together using this tape. Now look at this shape, children. So you all can see clearly two ends are narrow and the middle is bulky. It's like a spindle. This shape is called the streamline shape. This is a special shape and its name is streamline shape. So most of the aquatic animals like fish, they have a body like this. Their shape is like this. Right? Now I have another piece of this lady's fingers, but it doesn't have the previous shape. It's just the middle part of the lady's fingers. And you all can see one end of these lady's finger pieces are connected with two strings. Their lengths are equal, and the end of the two strings, they are connected with two pieces of clay balls. Right? Two balls of clay, you all can see they are of the same size. It means their weights are the same. Right, children? Now I am going to, here we have a tray of water. Now I am going to hold these two ladies' finger pieces like this. I am going to put this string over the tray like this. The other one also I am going to place in the same way. You have to observe carefully. I am going to release these two pieces of ladies' fingers now. You have to check which one moves faster through this water. Okay? So you can imagine this tray is the aquatic environment and these two pieces of ladies' fingers are two aquatic animals with two different shapes. We will see which one moves faster. Okay. I am going to release them at the same time. Watch carefully. Which one moved first, children? It's very clear. This special shape called streamline shape moves faster. Right. To make this experiment more accurate, I am going to do the same experiment again by changing the sides. So I change the sides. I will do the same experiment again, releasing them at the same time. Okay. This time also, what happened, children? The streamline shape moves faster than the other piece. So we use the strings with the same length and here we use the same equal weights. So what happens? The only difference is we use the different shapes here. Right? One is streamline shape, the other one is just a rectangular shape, cylindrical shape here. Okay, children. So it's very clear the aquatic animals with this special body shape called streamline shape can move through the water current really easily than the other organisms with other different shapes. Okay, children. So you observed what happened, right? So when you keep the lady's finger pieces like this and when you release them at once, what happened? Was the speed same or different? The speed was clearly different, right? So what happened? First of all, we'll name this. This is the cylindrical shape called AA. And the other shape is BC, the streamline shape. So when you release these two forms at once, what happens? This BC form or the form with these tapering ends, it will reach faster to the other end than that of AA. Right? So why does this happen? Because it has a streamline shape. Understand? We will write that. BC form with tapering ends. It means pointed ends, right? Tapering ends. And it has a streamline shape. streamline shape reaches the other end of the tray faster than AA4. Okay. BC form with tapering ends, which means this, right? So it has streamline shape, reaches the other end of the tray faster than AA4. Okay. So what is the conclusion? What is the reason behind this, children? So when you consider this special shape, it has streamline shape, as I told you. So because of the presence of the streamline shape, it can go through the water currents easily, right? So in this water, there's always a kind of resistance. So it can cut this resistance, prevent this resistance, and because of this special pointed shape, it can go through the water currents really easily. Okay, so in the same way, aquatic animals like fish also have the same type of body shape, right, children? So because of this special body shape, aquatic animals also can swim through water efficiently. Understand? We will write. Due to the presence of streamline shape. Due to the presence of streamline shape, BC form can BC form moves faster. In the same way, aquatic animals with streamlined bodies can swim in water efficiently. Okay, children, due to the presence of streamlined shape, we will underline this one. Streamlined shape. Okay, due to the presence of streamlined shape, BC form moves faster. Okay, in the same way, aquatic animals with streamlined bodies can swim in water efficiently. Understand, children? So about the streamlined shape again, you will observe several kinds of birds and fish possess streamlined shape. Now you all have learned before, most of the fish, they have streamlined body shapes. Now look at this. This fish has, you can easily identify the streamlined shape. Okay. But remember, not only fish, birds also have streamlined shapes. Look at this. See. Their body shape is also kind of streamlined. Okay, children? So why do they have to have streamlined body shape? Now when fish, when they swim through water, there's water currents. These fish, they have to go through water currents. Okay, there is always a resistance. In the same way, even if we can't see, when these birds fly, they have to go through these wind currents. Okay, they have to go through the wind currents. Therefore, they also have to have this streamline body shape. Understand, children? So the body shape of birds and aquatic animals helps to overcome the difficulties they have in their environment. In water, water currents present. In wind, wind currents present. In air, wind currents present. Right? So the body shape of birds and fish is mainly of streamline shape because they need to have efficiency in their locomotion. Efficiency in their locomotion. Without any disturbance, they have to move through their environment. Okay, children? So this is why this special shape called streamline shape is there with fish and birds. So it's very clear now this streamline body shape is also another adaptation to live in their particular environment. Understand, children? Right, children? Use of dichotomous key for classification of organisms. So this is the last topic of our lesson. How to use a dichotomous key to classify organisms. So this topic is not something new, I'm pretty sure, because you have learned about the dichotomous keys when you were in grade 6. Do you remember what dichotomous keys are? Now in this lesson, so far we learned about what are the differences between animals. And also we learn about what are the scientific ways of categorizing or grouping animals. So under that we learn that based on the presence of vertebral column or the backbone, we can categorize animals into vertebrates and invertebrates. And further we learn about what are the adaptations of animals to survive in their environment. So under that we learn about camouflage and body shape, streamlined body shape. Okay. So now we are going to group different types of organisms, specifically animals, using the dichotomous key. So do you remember what you learned last year under grade 6 lesson? So dichotomous key is a certain way that you can categorize animals. So how did we do that? We will go through this. The dichotomous key is used to classify living organisms based on the presence and the absence of characteristics. Do you remember? We used to branch, we wrote all the set of the names of the animals and we used to branch these animals to two sides, divide them into two sides, and one side we wrote the presence of one certain characteristic and the other side we wrote the absence of the same characteristic, right? If you can't remember, when we do the examples, you will remember these things, okay? So a dichotomous key is used to classify living organisms based on the presence and the absence of characteristics. Presence and the absence of characteristics. Okay? So it's more appropriate if the characteristics chosen for this purpose are easily observable. I think you're familiar with this particular part as well. So what type of characteristics we used last year, children? We used external characteristics. The characteristics or features we can observe clearly. Okay? So what are the features of a dichotomous key? We will go through from the first. Select the feature that could be differentiated easily. So basically you have to start off with the external characteristic. Okay? You have to pick an external characteristic and consider one feature at a time. Okay? And separate that feature as present or absent. If you pick a certain characteristic, you have to group animals or plants or any kind of organisms based on the presence of that specific characteristic and to the other side, the absence of the same characteristic. Okay. Finally, separate the items so that only one item will remain at the end. So other than explaining this here, we will go to some examples. So you will understand this clearly then, right? Okay. Categorizing several animals using a dichotomous key. So this is the same example given in the textbook. We will go through this. There are some animals: cock, snail, fish, frog, lizard, cobra. Okay. So here what is the first characteristic? Now this type of dichotomous key is easy to complete because it's already divided. You have to write down the names of the animals, just like fill in the blanks. Okay. So here the first characteristic or external characteristic that is taken here is presence of legs. If one side is presence of legs, the other side is absence of legs. Right? And remember, each time you have to divide into two parts, two branches. That is because this is a dichotomous key. Di means two. Each time you have to divide into two branches. Okay, so one side is presence of a certain characteristic, the other side is the absence of the same characteristic. Okay, for example, if you write on this side presence of legs, here you can't write absence of tail or absence of forelegs likewise. Right? So if this side is presence of legs, this side must be absence of legs. The absence of the same characteristics. Legs is a characteristic, right? If presence of legs, this side, absence of legs. Okay, children, right? So when you go through these animals, who has legs? Cock, yes, they have legs. We will write. Right. Snail? No, snail has a muscular foot. I already explained you this. But it does not count as a normal leg. Therefore, we are going to categorize snail under absence of legs. Okay? Right. Fish, no legs. Frog, yes. And then we have lizard, again legs present. And the next one, cobra, no legs, goes to this side. Right. So this side we have three animals, cock, frog and lizard. So again, because three animals are there, we have to again divide them. So you have to go on till you go to one last animal. Okay. So the second characteristic taken here is presence of four legs. Now they all have legs. Here they are going to consider presence of four legs. And if you divide it into two and if you take one side as presence of four legs, the other side must be the absence of the same characteristic. Therefore, absence of four legs. So as I explained you earlier, if you write this side presence of four legs and here you write absence of brown color skin, that is totally wrong. You have to write the absence of the same characteristic that you picked. Every time you have to divide into two branches or two parts, and one side you have to write presence of one characteristic and the other side must be, right, the absence of the same characteristic. Okay, we will write, so presence of four legs. What about cock? It's a bird, only two legs, therefore it doesn't have four legs. I am going to write it here. Frog and lizard, four legs present. Right. Okay. Right. Now take this side. Here we have two animals. Right. So again, you have to go till you find one last animal. So the next characteristic taken is presence of tail. From frog and lizard, lizard has a tail. And absence of tail is frog. Right. Now can you divide this lizard again? No, because only one animal is there. What about here? Again one animal. There's no way to divide. What about here? Only one animal. No way to divide. So that's what I told you. You have to go till you find one last animal. At the end of each branch, only one animal should remain. Only one organism should remain. Understand? Now we are moving to the other side. So absence of legs, snail, fish and cobra. So here the factor taken is presence of fins, absence of fins. Snail and cobra, they don't have fins, but fish has fins. So fish goes here. Absence, snail and cobra. So there's no way to divide this one again because only one animal is remaining, but here we have two. Therefore, we have to divide them again. So presence of shell, absence of shell, right? Snail has a shell, cobra doesn't have a shell, right? So snail goes here and cobra. Okay, so we completed the dichotomous key. Remember children, after completing a dichotomous key, you have to take a look and check whether you have made any mistake, right? Whether you have divided correctly, whether you have put the presence and absence correctly, whether when you put the presence and absence, whether you have considered the same characteristic, and finally you have to check at the end of each branch and check whether and make sure only one animal is remaining. Okay, children. And you can find other examples. You can write many examples and you can categorize animals into dichotomous keys like this. Okay. Now we are going to do a dichotomous key for plants. Right. Categorizing several plants using a dichotomous key. So we did for animals. Now we are going to do another dichotomous key for plants. So what are the set of the plants that we have? Mango, cycas, guava, coconut and mimosa. Now you all are familiar with all these plants because we learn about lot of plants in lesson 1, right? So the first characteristic taken to this side is having a branch stem. You know that when it comes to plant stems, there are two types, branch stems and unbranched stems, right? So having a branch stem, not having a branch stem, okay? So mango, yes, branches present. Mango. Cycas is a non-flowering plant. It doesn't have branches. Okay, just like coconut tree. So cycas. Guava, there are branches. Guava. Coconut, no branches. Coconut. Mimosa or touch me not, they have branches. Mimosa. Right? So, 3 plants to be divided. Plants with thorns. Plants with thorns. This mimosa plant, it has thorns, right? So, mimosa goes here. And plants without thorns, mango and guava. Mango, guava. Right. Can we divide this one again? No, only one plant is remaining. Therefore, we have to divide here because there are 2. So, having more seeds, not having more seeds. You all know that when you take mango, only one seed is present. But guava, there are many seeds present in the fruit. So, having more seeds, guava. Not having more seeds, mango. Okay. So, at the end of this branch, only one plant is remaining and here also only one plant. We can't divide this side anymore. So, moving to the other side. So, not having a branch stem, cycas and coconut. So, what is the main difference between the cycas and coconut? We learned that when it comes to plants, there are 2 main groups called flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Okay, flowering plants, they bear flowers and non-flowering plants, they don't bear flowers, right? So, when it comes to cycas, it's a main type of non-flowering plant. What about coconut? Coconut is a flowering plant, right? So coconut has small flowers. Coconut. And non-flowering plants, cycads. Okay. So the set of plants given, having a branch stem, not having a branch stem. So under branch stem, mango, guava and mimosa. Plants with thorns, plants without thorns. Right? Plants with thorns, mimosa, touch me not. Right? Plants without thorns, mango and guava. So when it comes to mango and guava, guava has more seeds, but mango no more seeds, only one seed is there. Right? So cycas and coconut, flowering plant is coconut, non-flowering plant is cycas. Okay children? So it was very clear and easy. Right. We have an assignment. Observe the birds in your school premises. Birds. Not any other animals but birds, right? So in your school premises or garden, based on the various features of those observed birds, prepare a dichotomous key. So here I have picked 4 different types of birds that we can see very commonly. And you can find other birds. You can look at the environment. You have to observe the environment carefully. I am pretty sure you will find more birds than this. Here I have picked only 4 birds. Okay. So who are these birds, children? Parrot. What is this bird? Myna. Myna. This is crow. Crow and magpie. Okay. So when you look at them, you can find many differences. What is the first difference that we are going to take? See, when you look at the body color, now this one has green color body, right? This one has black and brown and yellow mixed body, right? Crow is totally black and magpie, black and white. So look at the shape of the beak. So parrot has a curved beak. But when you consider myna, crow and magpie, their beaks are very similar to each other, right? A kind of pointed beaks. So you can find these type of differences, okay? But remember, this is a little difficult than using different types of animals. If you use all those examples, it's very easy to group these animals using dichotomous keys because you can find many differences. But here you have to use 4 birds. Okay, so we will start to do this one. Right. So parrot, myna, crow and magpie. I will put commas here and then I will divide. Okay. So I will take the first characteristic as with a curved beak. Okay, with a curved beak. With a curved beak. With a curved beak. Who is the animal with a curved beak? Parrot. Right? What should be the other side? If this side is with a curved beak, the other side has to be the absence of the same characteristic, which means without a curved beak. Okay? Without a curved beak. Without a curved beak. That is myna, crow, magpie. Right, so we'll take a look. I'm going to consider as the next factor with a black and white body, right? So magpie has a black and white body. I'm going to consider that factor next. With a black and white body. Black and white body. Without a black and white body. Without a black and white body. Without a black and white body. So magpie with a black and white body. And myna and crow without a black and white body. Right. So can you divide these sides again? No, only one animal is remaining. What about here, myna and crow? Yes, we have to divide. So look at myna and crow. What are the differences? Now you can see the legs and feet of myna is yellow color, but crow is black. And the beak of this myna is yellow color again, right? But crow is, it has a black beak. So you can use those characteristics as well. We will divide them. I am going to use with a yellow beak, without a yellow beak. With a yellow beak. Without a yellow beak. With a yellow beak and without a yellow beak. Right? So myna has a yellow beak and crow doesn't have a yellow beak. Here myna and crow. Okay children, did you understand this? Right? So parrot, myna, crow and magpie. With a curved beak parrot, without a curved beak, myna, crow and magpie. Right? And with a black and white body magpie, without a black and white body, myna and crow. And this side with a yellow beak myna, without a yellow beak crow. So I hope this part is very clear. So with this, we have completed the lesson. I hope the lesson was very interesting and easy. And shall we check what are the things that we learned in this lesson? Right? Okay, summary. Animals can be grouped into two, as animals with a backbone and animals without a backbone. So you remember we learned there are so many factors or features that we can use to group animals or to categorize animals. But at the same time, most of these characteristics or features are not very scientific. Okay, so here we can use the presence and absence of the vertebral column or the backbone in order to categorize animals scientifically. Okay, so animals with a backbone are named as, what is the name? Vertebrates. That is because another name for backbone is vertebral column, right? So there are vertebrates, and animals without a backbone are named as invertebrates. And similarities and differences can be seen among vertebrates. We learned that the most common characteristic among vertebrates is they all have a backbone. But at the same time, there are differences. Based on these differences, we can divide these vertebrates into other groups. Actually, 5 groups are there. Do you remember those groups? I think you remember. Fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. Okay? So various changes occur in organisms to suit and survive in their habitat. What is the meaning of habitat? In their living environment, right? It is called as adaptation. So if a certain animal can fit into their environment, it means they show adaptations. Okay? Organisms are well adapted to live in their environment with body color and shape. So I hope you remember we learned about camouflage. Some animals cannot be seen in their environment, cannot be spotted easily because their body color nicely mixes with the environment color. Okay? And the body shape. So under body shape, we learn specifically about streamline body shape. So what are the groups of animals with streamline body shape, children? I hope you remember. Yes, fish and birds. Okay? And finally, we learned dichotomous keys are used to classify organisms mainly based on their external features, which means the features that we can observe clearly externally. Understand, children? And we learn some examples under dichotomous keys. So I hope the lesson is very clear, but we have to do one more thing. What is that? Yes, we have to do the exercise. Now we have to do the exercise.